Have you ever noticed something strange about life? Some people spend 10, 20, even 30 years out in the world, meeting countless people, building relationships, working hard every day. Yet they still feel confused when it comes to dealing with people. They ask themselves, why do some relationships suddenly fall apart? Why does being sincere not always bring respect? Why do some people stay while others quietly disappear? The truth is, most of us were never taught the real wisdom of dealing with people. Today, we will talk about 5 simple principles of human relationships. Principles that can make your life calmer, your relationships wiser, and your heart a little more peaceful. And interestingly, many of these lessons have been known for centuries, in human wisdom, and even in the spirit of the gospel. So let's begin. Part 1. Deal with people differently. One of the biggest mistakes in life is believing that there is one single way to communicate with everyone. But human beings are not the same. Every person carries their own story, their own experiences, their own struggles, and their own expectations. Wisdom in communication is not about speaking more. It is about understanding who you are speaking to. When you talk with intelligent people, empty words will never impress them. They appreciate depth, ideas, and thoughtful perspectives. When you speak with knowledgeable people, superficial conversations quickly become boring. They enjoy meaningful discussions and thoughtful exchanges. When dealing with people who love debate, the most important skill is not speaking. It is listening. Because often people are not searching for someone who can defeat them in an argument. They are searching for someone who truly understands them. When we begin to see people this way, many conflicts disappear before they even begin. Part 2. If you don't fit, don't force it. There is a quiet truth about life. Not everyone is meant to walk the entire journey with you. Some people appear only for a season. Some stay longer. And a few become lifelong companions. Yet many people exhaust themselves trying to maintain every relationship. They try to please everyone. They try to belong everywhere. And in the end, they lose their own peace. Even in the gospel we see something interesting. Jesus never forced anyone to follow him. Some stayed. Some walked away. And he allowed them the freedom to choose. This teaches us a profound lesson. Not every relationship must be held onto. Sometimes the healthiest thing we can do is simply say, "Thank you for the time we shared," and continue walking forward. Part 3. Humor is good, disrespect is not. There is a thin line between humor and offense. When you laugh at yourself, people often find it charming. It shows humility. But when the same tone is used to point out someone else's weakness, the feeling changes immediately. They may smile politely, but inside, the distance has already begun. One of the greatest arts in relationships is protecting the dignity of others. Sometimes silence is not weakness. Sometimes silence is kindness. Not every thought needs to be spoken. Not every opinion needs to be shared. Respect is often shown not through words, but through restraint. Part 4. Everyone is struggling. Life is not easy for anyone. Every person you meet is carrying something heavy. Some carry financial worries. Some carry family struggles. Some carry silent emotional pain. Because of this, constantly complaining about life often pushes people away. Not because they don't care, but because they too are fighting their own battles. Maturity means learning to stand up again when life becomes difficult. And faith reminds us of something deeper. When human strength is no longer enough, we can entrust our burdens to God. That quiet trust often brings more peace than endless complaints. Part 5. Meeting and parting are both part of life. When we were younger, losing contact with someone felt painful. We would ask ourselves, why did this happen? What went wrong? But as we grow older, we begin to understand something. Not every story in life has a clear explanation. Some people enter our lives like a chapter in a book. They appear. They share moments with us. And eventually their chapter ends. Meeting someone is a kind of grace. And sometimes separation is simply part of the journey. Instead of holding on to the past with regret, we can learn to accept it with calmness. Conclusion. After many years of living in this world, many people realize something important. The secret of good relationships is not manipulation. It is not clever techniques. It is character. When we become more humble, more patient, more understanding, life slowly becomes lighter. And in the end, all these lessons return to a simple truth that has existed for centuries. A truth spoken clearly in the words of Jesus. Do to others what you would have them do to you. If we remember this, many conflicts will soften, many relationships will heal, and our hearts will find more peace.